Morning, guys. Morning, 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 morning. I am here to do a review. I am here to do a review. I am here to do a review. Listen, people have been messaging me. I just wake up, right? I just wake up. I shower because let me tell all you, I'm in the Commonwealth and um, let's just say Dowasco is Dowascoing and the water is like drip, 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 drip. So I just had to like go take a quick shower because yeah, you never know, 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 you just never know when that water just going to go. That is how it just happen. It just happen fast. Yeah, my lip looking very dry. I have a couple errands to run, and I figured I cannot let the week finish and not give all you my review of my hike to Milan Falls. And I decided, you know what, instead, let me just come in there and just talk. I will show all you a little bit of my trip to Medan Falls. Um, I'm playing a little bit of Kalyan in the background, so big up to Kalyan. Put that on that because that seems to have been the anthem on our trip to Medan Falls, or to hike to Medan Falls. So I'm just gonna get right into it and give you all the review of the trip. I'm gonna start off and let you guys know, just give you a little bit of highlights and a little bit of lowlights, a little bit of everything that we experienced, on the little trip. So yeah, all right. So this is the trip.
Morning, guys. I was sick through the Christmas season, and I'm not going into 2025 sick. So here I am. I'm outside. I am sitting at the botanical gardens right now, waiting on True Pool Adventures because we're going to Midland Falls.
Okay. So first of all, let me just give you guys a little bit of this, a little bit of context. So um I, like I mentioned in the video, I was not well from Christmas Eve night. So Christmas Eve night, I came down. Um, I started vomiting. I started vomiting first, and my son was experiencing the same symptoms. So I checked in, boy, that is something that's going wrong. That must be some stomach bug, in our local parlance, some vent mini, right? And I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to get sick like on Christmas Day. Like, I normally get the 24-hour bug when I'm in Canada, but I never expect to get that shit in Dominica. So I don't know if it's because there was a lot of rain leading up to. I don't know what really caused it because I don't really drink the regular tap water when I'm in Dominica. As well, because I only drink bottled water. As well, I don't drink juice, so I'm like, I don't really know what's causing all of this. Um, I don't know how I end up getting sick. I don't know how it happened. Anyways, I end up with stomach bug. My stomach was feeling tight. I started getting the runs. Like, I was literally like living on the toilet. Like, it felt like my bottom had a pipe and it was just open. You see the Doasco pipe that just seemed like it wanted to close these days because they just keep taking water. Mine was open, and I was just feeling sick. I was feeling horrible. Woke up Christmas Day, same thing. Vomiting, diarrhea. It kind of stopped as it subsided a little bit during the day, but the diarrhea continued. It continued into Boxing Day. It continued like for a couple of days. I had the diarrhea. The vomiting ended the same Christmas Day, but it continued, and I was just feeling like really run down and whatnot. Anyways, Ian, aka Chupul, those of you who know him, Ian messaged me and he's like, we all know Ian was in Dominica. Well, he's no longer, but he was in Dominica because of his, he cooled an entire airline. Like an entire airline got shut down because of Ian. That just tells you, do not Do not. That's not the truth, but that's true. But do not mess with diasporans and their luggage. All right. So, anyways, um, hi, Annadale. Good morning, morning. Hi, Miranda, watching from New York. Oceans of Thoughts, watching from New York. Hello, hello. Welcome on board the live. Share the live as you guys hop on. Um, just coming to give you guys a little bit of my review from Midland Falls. So, Ian and his luggage story, Ian decided, he whenever he's in Dominica, obviously he does a lot of tours, a lot of, he's like a hiking stuff. And he I messaged him and asked him, like, my brother, where you not, like, and I'd seen you, but so I told him like I was not feeling well. And he's like, well, I want to do something on the last day of the year. If you still up for it, like if you up for it, if you feeling, better, join me. It's a small group, we will make a lime out of it and whatnot. So he messaged me on the day before the new year, and no, the day before New Year's Eve, which is the 30th of December. And he was like, how you feeling? I tell him, my boy, I still feeling sick. My stomach was still kind of knotted at that point. I'm like, but let me see how I feeling the day after, because we decided that he was leaving like around 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're all gonna meet at the gardens, and then we're gonna head to Midland Falls. So just to give you guys a little bit, so I have been living in Loda for years, and the two places, well, I haven't been to Cathedral. Yes, I've not been to Cathedral. I've not been to Cathedral. You can judge me if you want. I've not been to Boiling Lake, a Valley of Desolation, them things, and I had not been to Midland Falls. And I remember going to Midland Falls as a child, but as a very young child, like under the age of 11. I don't even remember it. Like when I did this hike, I don't recall anything. I just remember because my parents used to always host family members from outside of Dominica, and they would always take them on all of these excursions, I used to call them, because we would always be somewhere with some family members that come out from Langlite. Anyways, he when I've been in Loda and not going to Midland Falls, and I Joven's asked me countless times, and a huge part of it was my legs. I just didn't feel like my legs could go through any long journey. I was not feeling strong enough to do it. And I was always scared about falling, and any hiking or any trips that involved extreme hiking or hiking for more than half an hour, I was not going to do it, especially possibly climbing over rocks and all of these. I was just not going to do it. So I decided, I want to do the Midland Falls, like probably it's a great way to challenge myself. If you've been following me, I've been doing my weight loss journey and whatnot. And I was like, you know what? Probably I should attempt to do Midham Falls. But you cannot really attempt, because when you go in for a group of people, once you leave, you have to like go till the end, right? So when he told me it's Annika Bellant, aka the real god, Sammy, and her brother and himself that were going, I was like, you know what? We can do this. We're gonna do this. I'm down. So in this actual the middle video, I'm actually sitting there and I was literally contemplating, boy, do I really want to do this? Because I have never really tested my leg since, when I say tested my leg, tested to see how far I can go. I have done like Spani, Jacko, but it's like a short thing, like 20 minutes, and you in and out. Am I going to be able to do this long hike? Now they tell you at the start of the falls, at the entrance of the at the entrance of the path to the falls, they tell you that it's a 40-minute hike. And I'm like, boy, am I gonna be able to do this? Anyways, I decided that I'm going for it, and
It's crazy because I've lived above Midland Falls for years, and I've never gone to Midland Falls. And say hi, everyone. Hi.
so this is the
Hi.
gang.
Say, Alex, wave again.
So this is the gang that went to Midland Falls. So this is Ian, um, um, Sammy's brother Alex, Sammy, Annika, and me in the back there. And they're just saying hi, we're
We
getting
do?
we're getting ready to go, right? So that's the end. We start all little hike. We start going with Milan Falls going, right? And I'm excited at that point. I made a backpack. I I brought my DJI pocket, which I never use because let me tell you, you're gonna know why I never use it. So we start the little walk. I using my phone. I taking my little thing. Annika, we making all kind of joke content. We excited. We gonna have content for days, right? So we go in, walking, all the high. Annika says to fresh. She come on, she that river. That river. She come out. Oh my god! Annika not easy. Anyways, we let me see. I skip something. Something skip. Something skip. Make the video. Let me make the video.
Say,
Let me make the
Alex,
video.
wave again. Oh my God, we have the same cake. We do?
Let me tell you something though. First of all, that hike is not easy. I'm not gonna lie. It's not an easy hike. Um, for the most part, I feel like there's more work that could be done on the path because and I'm calling out Ministry of Tourism. Ministry of Tourism, it's the beginning of the year. I'm on all your chest. The pathway, there's obviously you expect it to be rugged. You expect it to have a lot of flora and fauna and all of that. You expect leaves and whatnot, but there are places, and I don't know how well these sites are maintained, but I get the sense that this one is not one of them that is maintained properly, because there was at one point I stepped on. So there are certain points you get to, and there's stairs, like they build like little stairs leading to the thing, but it's not something that you get all the time. It's you have moments of ruggedness, which is fine, and then moments where you have stairs where you need to. But some of those stairs, let me tell you, they not they're not staring, because when we went up one of the stairs that we stood, like it was shakalacking, and I was a little worried. So I was, you're making your own little path because you don't want to. I already know I'm a crystal failure. I like to fall. I'm not going to put myself in any predicament where I fall and I bust my ass. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to walk where I feel is safe, where it's dry, trying not to go where it's too slippery, all of that, right? Trying the most. But there are places and spots where you can tell if somebody fall, like somebody chew a fan. Like, I kid you not, like some of the things came out, like some of the, and I wish I had taken photos to show, because but that was not what this was about. This was my last day of the year, and I was just like, I'm gonna just have a time, and I'm gonna enjoy nature. You see me enjoying nature. Ollie, what is that? What is that in the middle? Like, this is me enjoying nature. What does that look like? Like, I was like, what did the tree what did the tree do to the wood? But yeah, I could not. And just enjoying the water, enjoying the little places where there's river. I was just there to take in nature on the last day of the year. That was what this was about. However, I could not help but notice that there are some places along the hike that the whoever is in charge, I believe it's Ministry of Tourism, they need to do some site visits at the sites. And that's not the only site that I found problematic since I've been home. Because since I've been home, I've gone to a few other locations, um, two of which were privately owned. Well, when I say privately owned, it's a private entity that manages it. And I went and I spoke to them because, and I told them if I come back and it's not done, I will call them out on it. But we cannot be. We're in the tourist season. Tourists are coming in, and the sites need to look ready. And then we met, like, first of all, when we were at the entrance, I met I met a couple, two white people, and I check in. They're going to tell us, about the experience. I'm gonna ask them, and they were like, "Oh my god, it was hard." I'm like, "How long did it take you guys?" They're like, "It took them an hour." But I watching them and I'm like, "Oh, those people big, those people." I don't know, if a white person tell you it's an hour, probably it's going to be like less than that. I watching them and checking. They probably cannot. They don't know what they're talking about and whatnot. What I learned is that is the slowpoke. Them people did that in an hour. It actually took us an hour and a half, right, to get there. And we met groups coming down, also, like a couple couples passed us because some if you're a hardcore hiker, you gonna pass us. However, it took us more than an hour to get to the location, and I just kept, you go in, and yeah, you trying to be optimistic, but you just like, once you see, you hear the falls, you close. Ian kept telling us, once we hear the falls, I mean, and Ian is a customer of hiking, and even Annika, custom of hiking. But we were just, at one point, we were just really exhausted. We were just like, are we there yet? And there was a moment where we stopped. And some things, honestly, guys, like, I want to capture some things, but some things you just have to go for you to experience it yourself. Like the birds, I don't know what bird it was. I don't think it was a parrot. It just kept singing. It reminded us of the Hunger Games. I don't know if you guys know ever watched Hunger Games, like the song. I think is a theme song that at the start or in different moments. That is what that bird was. I was like doing. I was like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. You just have to experience. Like, Dominica is such a gem. Like, let me tell you, we were just there and we just paused. We just stop and just enjoying, like, in quiet, in silence, just enjoying nature. And just, for me, it was a moment, like, I was just like reflecting. I was just like, oh my god, like, on my year, and just thinking about, what I accomplished, and some of the goals that I didn't meet, and some of the things that I want to do in my life, and whatnot. And it was just a real calm moment. And because Dominica is so, somebody's calling me. What's going on? Somebody's calling me. Hello? You on the live? You on my live? Okay, I'm on a live. I'll call you back. Okay, I thought she was on the live, and there was probably something wrong, and she was trying to reach out to me. Anyways, so I was just like, really, like, taking in everything that I could take in, and just enjoying it as it happened. So going back to the whole site thing, like, I really feel like they need to visit all of the sites. There are a few, and honest to God, I did not want this to be one of those videos where I complain or I say things are not good. Like, I just want this to be my last day of the year. But you cannot talk about the good and not talk about the bad, right? There were just moments in the trail that, um some parts where the stairs that you were actually out, like root out, right? And I'm thinking to myself, the season just opened, like, in November, don't they visit the sites before the season open? I'm not saying that it could not have happened between the time the season opened and now, but to reinforce some of the stairs, that could potentially, and I just kept thinking, boy, what if somebody fall and break their leg there? It's so difficult. Some of the areas are so difficult to cross over. Somebody like me who, okay, I really like, I have a lot of, when it comes to like laline, I have laline, I have laline, and I have, and if I'm gonna do something, I'm going to do it. And I just figure, I'm doing this damn hike, hell or high water. And even when we were going, we stopped a couple of moments and stuff. But I just was so determined. When we got to there, we got to a certain place, a certain spot, which is probably like at least a 20 minutes that's left before you get to the falls. And when I tell all you, like, the place, like, just some kind of big rocks, and I'm just like, how people even going around it? You worry that you if you fall, you're going to scratch yourself, you're going to, like, it's just so rough, and I get that some of it has to remain rough and some of it, but I've gone other places where there's nature. I've been to Dominican Republic, and I'm just like saying to myself, like, why is it so rough? Like, I was like, I literally was frustrated. I was just like, oh my God, after you walk all of this and you almost there, you still have another piece. And I'm like, is this God trying to test me? Because I was just so frustrated. I'm like, why does rocks, and I don't know if you guys have been to Midland Falls and you know what I'm talking about. Like, why does rocks so big and you can barely like maneuver around it? If somebody is, have limb problems, like have issues with your legs, it's difficult. It's a very difficult, that last little piece. It's very difficult. Not to mention, so let me just, so this is one area. Now I just want to big up Ian one time. Ian, if Ian had not found uh, a stick, we were calling him our Moses, because he found a big stick, a long stick, and he break it. And he gave me a piece, he gave me one, and he held on to one, and that is what really got me. So one of the things that I learned is you need to have proper hiking boots when you're going on this hike, and you also need to have hiking gear. So if you want to use any sticks, what they call them, I don't know what is the name of it. They have a name for it, but you need to have proper gear in order for you to do this hike. If you have issues climbing and so on and so forth. We passed like a lot of white people, and those white people, they come to hike and they come prepared. I wasn't prepared, and I'll take that, but the stick really helped me. I would stick the stick in places and pull myself up, and so on, and you should have seen, like, I wish you guys were there. Essentially this was not supposed to be, I was not going to record this for a review. I was just going to just document it and just put it out. But I just felt like we need to show you that. So we finally get to the falls, and like, this is like the middle picture. The middle is the falls. And Anika brought bread from Pearls. Let me tell you, all you don't need snacks on your way. What you need is water. You need to make sure you have water, but you need a good bread and tuna, or a bread and smoked herring, or a bread and cod fish when you reach that falls. And Annika understood the assignment, and she brought bread and tuna, bread and cheese, all of, imagine she had enough to share. And we met people there, like, well, people met us there and even share with them. So she really came prepared. So this is us when we get there. And I was so excited that I finally made it. When you get to the landing, so that is so where you see on that, in that corner there, you see me on the landing, right? This is all of us on the landing. Then the falls in the middle, I'm eating my bread. Between the landing and the falls, look at the size of those rocks. Like, look at the size of them. Like, I just thinking to myself, somebody kind of like clear up a couple of them just so it makes it. It don't have to be easy, but it could be a little bit easier to get to the actual falls. So we decided at first, you know what? We're probably not going to check out the falls as yet. Let us go and check out some little lower bassins and whatnot. So we ventured out to some little lower bassin. So that is us in the lower bassin. That is Anika.
Do Hail Mary. I didn't do shame. Because the other day I see only jumping on cliff in the Atlantic Ocean in Vegas and I can't jump in a little pool. What are you worried about? What are you worried about? You can swim? What are you worried about? So go there.
So this is us.
That's black one. Well, it looks like a what am I doing there? You have to hail it.
Let me tell you, the water was cold. The water was freezing cold. Did I tell you cold? You know, comparison to probably like jumping into like an ice bucket. It was so cold. We did meet some people on our way and we asked them, did you guys go in? Did you guys go in? And they're like, no, we didn't go in. The water was too cold. And I said to myself, what are you talking about? Water too cold? Like, what story that how water can be too cold? Big up, yes, Ian on the line. Big up Triple Adventures one time. I was like, how are you complaining about the water too cold? Like, what story that? And the water was cold. The water, imagine. I was like, I am not taking up my pants. I am jumping in with my leggings because the water was really cold. So we jump in, we take a little dive and stuff.
What are you worried about? What are
We
you
were
worried
having
about?
the most. See, the water was cold. The water was perfect. I don't know why this is
Black.
cold.
Refreshing. Oh my God. What am I doing there? How do you feel? Oh, are you worried about?
You see, Monica felt amazing, and Monica said her the water was amazing. It was really nice and refreshing. It was so cool. I feel like all of us needed this. Um, it was just such as like such serenity in that area, in that location. Everything was just so beautiful. I just kept sitting there and I just kept saying, oh my god, like Dominica is so beautiful, like people that say their country beautiful and everybody say, oh, their country, Dominica is really beautiful, like just so untouched. And yeah, I'd say, move this and move that because we're going to touch it, but you need to make certain things. I feel like you need to make certain things accessible to people, so people can come and enjoy. And obviously everything is not for everyone, so I still understand that. And I mean, I'm not saying this to tell anybody to go and move this and move that and move the other, but having access to certain things is just makes it so important for you as a if you are foreign and you come to visit a country and you really want to take it in and whatnot. I just felt that even getting to that bassin, I needed help to walk down, and to cross over those big rocks. But I did it. I mean, I thankfully I didn't fall. Like I thought I was gonna fall. I didn't fall. Um, and I was just there and just like we were just for a moment, we just sat there and we were just in the water, just taking in everything, just taking in nature, just taking in the birds, just taking in everything. It was just so absolutely beautiful. So this is Ian. So Ian fine, he is Moses and he want to pack the water. He want to write 10 commandments. I don't know what 10 commandments he was going to write on his scroll. The man pick up his stone and he said he going to. Ian was just a piece of work. So just showing you guys a little bit. So where Ian is walking, actually what we had to walk across to get to the actual falls, because I'm like, I'm not coming this far and I'm not dipping in that actual falls, in that basin. No, it's not happening. So that is where we actually had to walk. So it was not an easy journey to get to the falls.
Woman in my life, the woman in my life. If they want to be my wife, woman in my dream.
What is Ian's problem? I swear we had our own little club session at the falls. It was just really nice. We were there hanging out. We didn't want to leave. We honestly didn't want to leave. If it was for that walk back, we did not want to leave. It was just so enjoyable. Um, uh, Somebody's saying, hi guys, how are you going to move these rocks? This is nature. I understand what you're saying. People with back issues venture. Listen, no, I would not recommend that. I would not, honestly, I would not recommend if you have back issues. Like, even me, I have issues with my leg, and I'm gonna be, back working with weights and stuff just to make sure that my legs get stronger. But it's not an easy hike. It's really not an easy hike. So that
Why
is
can I take it home?
where we are. There was like a little spot we found between the platform and where the rock, where the falls is. So we kind of pull up there, and if you see there, like if you see in the middle, the video in the middle, Sammy is actually like in the water, and that is how we access the falls. So you have to actually go around because you cannot stay on top of the big rocks and jump down. It's not a straight dive, even if you wanted to dive. So there are a lot of rocks around it, and it kind of slants the other direction, right? So we had to take a little, there's a little pull, and you just walk across and you go in. At some point we had to stop filming because even taking like videos and stuff, it was the mist and all of what you were getting back from the waterfall, because the waterfall is so majestic. Listen, there were areas where you just could not keep recording. Some things I just felt are left for just your mind. Like, you just have to just keep it in your memory and enjoy it like that, because that is the best way to enjoy it. So that's us on there. You see Ian getting on bad.
Is the want to be my wife?
Everybody was having a good time. We drank our
Why can I
water,
take it home?
and then and so that is
Tell me how it feels. Are you Tell me how it feels. Tell me how it feels.
climbing up on that rock. Let me tell you. And I did it, right? I did it. I climbed up on the rock, and it was amazing. It was an amazing feeling. I just felt so much stronger. I was so much more confident about my legs. I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe that I'm actually doing this. It was a really, really, really proud moment. Um, so Ian is in the chat, and Ian is making some suggestions. And Ian is a construction guy, so he can probably make recommendations. Me said that not my forte. I just know that if I go into any place that is a tourist destination, I don't want to fall and bust my ass, and that's the bottom line. I was just more concerned about falling than anything else. I did end up falling, guys. I did end up falling, but you will not believe where I end up falling. I ended up falling. It was, though, a really enjoyable time.
Tell me how it feels. Are you Tell me how it feels. Tell me how it feels.
Trying to give you guys everything in a little bit. I don't know why they keep repeating this.
Tell me how it feels.
So this is actually, we spent a little time that we left. I want to show you guys where I fell. This is where I fell. Look at that. So we on our way coming back, you see Ian just passed, right? Let me just take it back for y'all. Ian just passed. We coming back. This we pass on the way, all right? We pass this on the way, so it's not like anything strange. And Annika was doing, it's doing it for the content. And
Content making, Jael. Put
yeah,
it in
yeah, yeah, yeah.
context. Content making.
So me now trying to be all cutesy.
See where Jael go.
See where I fall? See where I choose to fall. Like, the craziest of places is where I choose to fall. Would I do this hike again? Probably not anytime soon. I want to do other ones, although I heard that some of the others are even harder, like Victoria Falls and Sari Falls. I want to do those. I am going to be hitting the gym just to make sure that I'm ready for it. I've heard some of the trails. I feel like I'm not really a hiker. I feel like I like the fact that there is water at the end of it. like you hike there and then you have this refreshing, because I didn't feel hot coming back. I didn't sweat. I was so refreshed. I felt cool. My body was cool. It wasn't as difficult coming back, and I think it's the are we there moments. That are we there theory, when you go in somewhere and you're like, are we there yet, are we there yet? So probably that had me really bummed out too, because it just felt like it took longer. It actually took us less time coming back, like we almost cut our time by half an hour coming back. But we still did it in over an hour. Like, it was still we still took an hour and a half to get there, an hour and change to get there, an hour coming back. It was a really nice experience. I want to just thank Ian for inviting me. We call it Triple Adventures, for inviting me on this journey. It was fun. We're gonna do this again when he's back on island. I know Annika and I, we already done plan we're going to do, and we have to do another hike. We're probably gonna take on some other area. It was a fun experience. I want to encourage folks, if you're in Dominica, you cannot not enjoy your island. Like, you need to enjoy your island. Dominica is so beautiful. I mean, minus the one two little things, but these things can easily be resolved. And this is really how I spent the last day of my year. And I do, you know all along the walk, I kept saying, boy, I hope my stomach doesn't start acting up and I get chololo again. Like, all of these things kept going through my mind. And my stomach never bothered me. We came back. We left Tong about, I remember we left Roseau around after 11. We got to the falls, and we left the falls. I think it was at 3:10 was when we left the falls. So it was just a really nice time. I really enjoyed every single moment of it. Would I encourage folks to do it? Of course. I mean, you have to do it at least once. I don't know about Boiling Lake though. This is one I will not do once, because they kept telling me about Boiling Lake, and I mean, I've heard the stories about Boiling Lake, and honest to God, it is not something that I probably want to experience, because people tell me about their legs just trembling and all kind of thing. The night my legs were in pain. I went to bed early. I rubbed up my feet. I went to bed. I woke up a little sore the next day, but it was nothing that I could not handle. I actually went to Vegas for New Year's Day, and that was nice. Spent that with Father Shapley and his family. And I was in a little bit of pain, but not unbearable, right? So I would encourage folks, if you visit in Dominica, if you're on my timeline and you visit in Dominica and you love hiking, Minam Falls is definitely a spot that you need to explore. I'm going to be doing some more of these, and I want to document. And if you guys like this style of documentation of my review, let me know if you like it. If you prefer me to just tell you the story, this is something that I'm trying out to see if you guys like it, if you appreciate it. I might continue to do it. It does take a lot of work, because we got to put the videos together, you got to put the clips together, and I myself don't have time for that all the time. Sometimes I just want to speak my mind and tell you what's going on and how I enjoyed my time. But yeah, essentially, I feel like anybody that comes to Dominica, you need to explore one of the falls. There are some easier trails. So I did do Spani. I've done Spani before, and I did it New Year's, Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve, I did a waterfalls, and New Year's Eve I did a waterfalls. I do have footage that I captured from Christmas Eve. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comment section that you want to see it, and I will share it with you. But I just felt like I needed to show you guys how I spent the last day of the year, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys subscribe. A lot of you on here, you're on here, you come on here, but you're not really following. You're not. And yes, I have to make sure I get my gear. Thank you very much. I have to get my gear, make sure I have that. Um, and once I do, I think I'm going to be ready for me to hit the trails. I've heard, of hiking crews like Duvaliers, which is Bream and his crew and stuff. I might consider, jumping in and joining them, depending on where they're hiking to. I don't know if I just want to just hike. I like the waterfalls at the end, so I feel like there needs to be uh, uh, happy ending. And that is kind of like my happy ending. I don't want to just hike like I know about that life. But I really did enjoy it. And I want to say thanks again to Annika and Sammy and her brother Alex and Ian for having me in their company on the last day of the year. I mean, like I don't know what they were thinking, putting me having me in their company at the last day of the year, but I completely enjoyed being in their company. And I hope that we could do this another time. So I want to say thanks again, guys, for tuning in. And I will see if I can give you guys more of these reviews in that format. I do have a DJI pocket that if my son learns to edit and he can pull these out for me quickly, probably I will continue to do this format. If you absolutely love it, then I will. If these videos do well, just as well as my other videos, I will of course present them in this way. And if not, we'll go back to what we're accustomed of doing. You understand? Thank you guys, and I will see you. Oh, by the way, I just want to big up Callie one time because that was our theme song. That was our theme song. Let me tell you, we had so many moments during this, but I absolutely enjoyed the music. We were all Booyah lovers, and we were just really having a blast on this journey. So guys, until next time, love you guys. Bye bye.